Hello, MHA students. My name is Chris Gibbons. I'm the coordinator for the MHA program. I'm also the program's academic advisor. And in this video, I have some pretty important information for you, but shouldn't take too long. But do make sure you watch the entire video. All right, so let's go on to the important information. I've talked about it in some previous videos about how we're tweaking the sequence of courses that how we offer the courses, not the courses themselves. Those courses are still the same, but when we offer them. So there's a lot of questions, especially coming up now, because on March, looking at my chart here, on March 22nd, you'll be able to register for your courses for both the coming summer semester and the fall semester. So that begs the question, what courses should I take? Well, what we have originally, way back when, we published sort of an idealized sequence of courses. Now, with our curriculum and changing how we offer courses, the sequencing of those courses are going to change for just about everybody. There are a few folks that are graduating like next semester, no big changes there, but for most of you folks, there are some changes. It's very, very important that you follow the sequence of courses that are outlined for you. Okay, so I'll give you the big reveal here in a moment, but make sure you do follow that sequence. If for any reason you go out of sequence, your graduation most likely will be delayed. So, because we only offer courses once a year. Now, why all the changes with the sequencing and all of that? It was really to offer a little bit of a richer experience for the students, where we're actually bringing in different cohorts. And some of you have already, most of you have already experienced this, where you're seeing new students in the classroom that are not part of your cohort. Cohort is a term, let me go back and define that for you. Cohort is a term for a group of students that start at the same time and theoretically would finish at the same time. We will still have students start at the same time and finish at the same time, but now we're going to be blending these cohorts in various classes, basically giving you some more faces to interact with, some more perspectives in the classroom. So that helps there. Also, quite honestly, from a financial perspective, we've greatly reduced the cost in running the program when you're not offering one course 3 times a year and you're only offering it once a year, and rather than have only 7 students in the course, you can now fill it with 15 or 16 students. So there is that as well. So those two changes coming together have allowed us to really, I guess, to gain more efficiency with it, but it gives us new plans of study. So that's a term that you'll hear that I'll be saying throughout this. Plan of study, your plan of study, or POS, sometimes we'll say that. But for your plan of study, you want to make sure that you follow the sequence of courses that are laid out for you. If you have any problems or questions with that sequence, then that's when you reach out to me. You can email me. You can also text me. My cell phone number is down below, so don't hesitate to do that. But for the vast majority of you folks, I've gone through just about everybody's plan of study. Not all of you, there's like 50 of you, but it all looks like we're working out pretty good. Now, there are some other things to remember too. If you were ever to fail a course, and a failure is a D, that is going to set you back. It would have set you back initially anyway with the other, I guess, the older way of it, we sequence courses, because you only take courses twice or 2 times a semester. But failures now will still get you to graduate. Don't worry about that. It's just, when is that course going to be offered next will be the kind of the sticking point, and how long you have to wait before you can pick up that course to graduate. So that's going to impact you. So I think I can count on one hand all of the D's or less that we've gotten in the program since it started. So that is rare, but if it happens, just keep that in mind. If for any reason you have to step out of the program, That's where you communicate with me. Maybe you have to leave for a semester. We're going to try to make that when you come back in, um, we'll have that kind of that onboarding back again as smooth as possible. But again, of course, that's probably going to delay, your graduation, obviously, for sitting out a semester. Hopefully I can sequence you in without too many other delays in there. But again, any deviation, I guess, long story short, any deviation from what is here most likely will cause a delay in your graduation. All right, but let's take a look at what we've got. And hopefully you guys can figure out how to read this. I try to make it simple, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make any sense, but hopefully it does. So what you'll want to do is you want to figure out, well, what cohort am I in? These are all the current cohorts that are active right now in the program. We have 4 of them. So you simply go on this column here, semester you started the program. Hopefully you remember that. And then you just look at what courses that you'll need to take until you graduate. Everything is here now. Every course you need to take is here until you graduate the program. So for you guys, if we started way back when in fall of 19, hey, you're almost done. Don't be jealous of them, guys. They're almost done. You just have to take these 2 courses this summer and you're golden. Spring of 20, your sequence is laid out here. Fall of 20, your sequence. And to the new folks that just started, here is your sequence of classes going all the way until you graduate into the fall of 2022. Don't worry, it'll be here before you know it. But for all of you guys, make sure you are following the sequence of courses that are laid out with your cohort in the semesters to which I say that, which you have to take them. Otherwise, it throws everything out of sequence and most likely will, say it one more time, delay your graduation. Some of you do have practicum. So if you read the little notes down in here, for those of you that are taking practicum, which is required for our students who do not have leadership experience, we define leadership experience as if you manage other people. If they report to you, they call you boss, you do their annual reviews, you do their corrective counselings, you do their firing, their hiring, that kind of thing. If you have that, you are considered having leadership experience. If you don't, we consider that not leadership, and you're required to take the practicum course, which is not listed here because not all of you need to take that. That course would be taken in your final 2 semesters of the program. And that's where you work with me, and we got folks that are constantly going through that practicum process. But that course I left off because I didn't want to confuse it with the essential core courses that everybody needs to take. That is here. So there it is. There is the MHA plan of study for your cohort. Make sure you find it and you register for those courses, especially for coming up for summer and fall. Registration is opening next week, and you can go and register for both summer and fall semesters and order your textbooks and all of that good stuff. But again, make sure you're following that sequence all the way through. All right, so down below I got a PDF of what I just showed you. Print that out, hold on to that. That's kind of your, it's your roadmap. It is your roadmap to graduation, so hold on to that. You should never be in question as to what classes you need to take to graduate. And again, also I have my contact information. If you have any questions about, about this process and what courses that you take. I don't want you to take the wrong course. I don't want, if there's any kind of questions whatsoever, reach out to me, text me. Texting is usually the quickest way to get a hold of me. And we'll try to get that solved for you as quickly as possible. All right, everybody have a great rest of the week, and hopefully registration goes really smooth for you starting next week. Thanks, everyone.